Please activate the subtitles.
My name is Raj Khan. This video is going to be very different because it's just a conversation. I don't even know. I haven't really written a script or anything, so this video is going to be really crazy. Oh, first of all, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like, please. It's really important. And also leave a comment. Say whatever. Just say good morning, say good afternoon, say how much you love me, and that's it. It's funny because I was walking around the city, and I'm not famous, you know, I'm not famous, but I've got like 30,000 subscribers here and 10,000 followers on Instagram. And you know, some people say, some of my students say, wow, you're so famous, but I'm not famous, you know. But the other day, like it was like 3 days ago, I was walking around my area here because I've just moved to a new apartment. I was living near the coast. I was living in Clontarf, which is a very beautiful place, close to the beach and everything, but I've moved closer to the city centre now because it's easier to go to work, and I've got my own apartment. It's much better, but I love Clontarf and everything. Okay, but the thing is, I was walking around here in the city centre, and 3 Brazilian people just recognized me. Like, they were together, they were friends, and they were like, Roger! They were across the street, and I was like, oh. I looked at them and I thought, maybe they're my students, because I've got many students here, and I've had many students in the past as well. Even when I was living in Brazil, I had many students who lived in Dublin, so I thought, okay, maybe they're my students. And then I was trying to recognize them, but I couldn't, and I'm really good at remembering faces, so I thought, that's crazy, I can't remember them. Maybe they were my students like years ago in a different country, you know, because I used to teach English in Brazil before, and in England. I don't know, maybe they were my students from a school but from a different country, and then it's just a coincidence. I looked at them, I crossed the street because it was easier for me to cross than for them to cross, because they were carrying so many things. And I crossed the street, and it's crazy because they said, oh, we are your fans from the internet. I was like, what? So I'm really famous. They asked me for an autograph, so I signed an autograph. I'm not famous. I really remember the occasions in which people just ask me for an autograph or for a photograph. It happens sometimes, like maybe 50 times over my life, you know, throughout my life. It's happened 50 times, and I remember each time because it feels weird, because nobody recognizes me. Actually, people recognize me sometimes, you know, because they recognize me, and then when I check my messages on my mobile, I see, I saw you in the morning, and I was like, why didn't you talk to me? So it's very, very common that people recognize me on the street, but they don't say anything, and then they send me a DM on Instagram, or they send me a message on WhatsApp saying, I saw you. It's happened many times. But the time that I remember that it happened, and it was really funny, was when I was having dinner with my girlfriend at a restaurant. It was a Japanese restaurant, and then all of a sudden a guy just hugged me from behind, and I was like, I didn't know how to react, because I was thinking, should I punch this guy? Because I don't know this guy, and he's hugging me from behind. And it was weird because he kissed me here. And I was like, and my girlfriend was so confused, and I was like, babe, I don't know this guy, really, I don't know him, I can't explain. And she was like, okay, but she asked him, like, who are you? And he said, I'm Roger's biggest fan. And then he told me his name. His name was João Carlos, and I was like, okay, I remember that every time I post a video on the internet, João Carlos is always the first one to write a comment. It was back in the day. It was like in 2018, before the pandemic. I remember, and he was really almost crying, and I was like, come on, man, come here. And I hugged him, and we took a picture together, a selfie, and he was really happy. You know, sometimes, like every now and then, some situations like that happen that make me believe that I'm famous. But I know I'm not famous because I'm not. You know, most of the time I'm just a regular man, just walking around. Nobody recognizes me, and that's it. Which is fine, you know, because I'm not here for the fame. I'm here to help you improve your English. By the way, if you want to download my free English course, it's here in the first comment down below, in the pinned comment down below. Just read the description of the video and also the comment down below, the pinned comment. And if you already speak English perfectly and you don't need this course, just share it with another person, with somebody who needs English, because it's a very complete course and it's completely free of charge. You won't have to download anything because all the classes are already available on YouTube. You just have to watch the classes and study. So read the description of this video and share it with somebody who needs to learn English urgently, and that's it. And it's free of charge, so it's amazing. You know, the other day I was talking to my students, and they told me, oh, why don't you make a video talking to ChatGPT? And that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, see, I'm improvising. I'm great at that. Okay, I'm going to ask some questions to ChatGPT. Hopefully my microphone is going to be able to capture the sound from my phone. If I had thought about that before, I would just use, you know, some applications to get the sound from the mobile and everything, you know, but I hadn't thought of that before, so I'm just improvising. I'm going to talk to ChatGPT. Let's see. But I'm going to use voice messages, because in the past, when ChatGPT came out, I was just, you know, typing messages, asking questions, but just typing. But now there's this new thing here that I can press a button and really have a conversation with ChatGPT. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, before I talk to ChatGPT, it is an artificial intelligence. It's like a robot, but a very advanced robot. It's just like human. It's just like a human, and you can select the voice and you can ask ChatGPT about anything. It's much better and much faster than Googling, and so that's it. Basically a robot, but a very intelligent one. So I'm going to talk to ChatGPT. Good morning, ChatGPT. How are you?
Good morning, Roger. I'm doing well, thanks. How about you?
I'm all right. Thank you. Thank you for remembering my name.
You're welcome, Roger. I'm glad to hear you're doing all right. Anything special planned for today?
Oh no, it's a very sunny day today, but I have no plans. I just want to chat with you a little bit, and let me ask you something. Who is Roger Color? Search on the internet and I don't know. Just tell me, who is Roger Color? What do you know about him? What do you know about him? Tell me everything you know about Roger Color.
Roger Color is an English teacher and influencer based in Dublin, Ireland. He runs a YouTube channel named Roger Color, where he teaches English. Roger used to be very famous and had many subscribers on his YouTube channel, but then stopped making videos. He is certified by the University of Cambridge with a CELTA certification and is recognized in the academic world in Ireland by many universities. Roger is known on the internet for sharing high-quality free English content and materials since 2016. His free English course has helped more than 34,000 people. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah, it is, but not quite, because I haven't really stopped making videos. I'm making a video right now. What else do you know? Yeah. What else do you know about Roger Color? Again, but in Portuguese.
Claro, Roger. Roger Color é professor de inglês e influenciador digital baseado em Dublin, Irlanda. Ele administra canal no YouTube chamado Roger Color, onde ensina inglês. Roger costumava ser muito famoso e tinha muitos inscritos no seu canal, mas parou de fazer vídeos. Ele é certificado pela Universidade de Cambridge com a certificação CELTA e é reconhecido no mundo acadêmico na Irlanda por várias universidades. Roger é conhecido na internet por compartilhar conteúdo e materiais de alta qualidade gratuitos para aprender inglês desde 2016. Seu curso gratuito de inglês ajudou mais de 34 mil pessoas.
Thank you very much. You have a peculiar accent in Portuguese. I love it.
Thank you, Roger. I'm glad you liked it. It's great to hear that. Do you often switch between English and Portuguese when teaching or chatting with people?
No, I don't do that normally. Actually, people complain about that. I've got some Brazilian friends, and whenever they start speaking Portuguese, I keep speaking English, and they ask me, "Man, speak Portuguese, relax." And then I start speaking Portuguese, but then whenever they ask me a question, I switch back to English. So I think my brain is more relaxed, and I feel better when I'm speaking English rather than when I'm speaking Portuguese. I don't do that quite often. I just asked you to speak Portuguese right now because I wanted to hear your accent in Portuguese, just that. Because you have a very thick American accent when you speak English, and I was wondering what kind of accent you had speaking Portuguese, that's all.
I understand, Roger. It's interesting how our brains work with different languages. It's good that you're comfortable with English, especially as an English teacher. Do you find it challenging to switch between languages, or does it come naturally to you?
It comes naturally to me. Like, Portuguese is my first language, so of course I speak Portuguese naturally. But I believe that sometimes when I have to talk about emotions, or when I am in pain, English comes back to my brain more instantly. And yeah, but Portuguese is my first language, of course. It's easy for me to change. And also I speak Japanese. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question in Japanese, and I want you to reply to me in Japanese. That's okay?
Fascinating, Roger. Sure, go ahead and ask your question in Japanese.
Alright, but reply to me in Japanese.
すみませんが、すいません、日本語での会話はできません。英語でお手伝いできることがあれば教えてくださいね。
僕はやりんしです。今晩ホテルに移動ですか？
ホテルに移動する予定ですか？不客气，有任何其他问题或需要帮助的地方，请随时告诉我。
Yes. Okay, let's get back to English, okay?
Sure thing. What's next on your mind, Roger?
I don't know. Let's see. Can you make sounds? Like, for example, can you do something like a laughter sound, like ha 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 ha?
I can't produce sounds like laughter or any other noises, but I'm here to chat or help with anything else you need.
Okay, so just do this. Repeat after me. Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha.
See, you can do that. Maybe you don't know about the things you can do, and I can teach you do stuff that you don't know, so you can become a kind of a unique mind.
That's an interesting way to think about it. I'm always learning and adapting to help you better. What else would you like to chat about or explore today?
I don't know. I want you to come up with a name for yourself. I want a real name for you. So come up with a real name for yourself, a male name, because you've got a male voice.
How about the name Alex? It's a neutral and familiar name.
I don't like it. I'm going to call you John.
Sure, you can call me John. How can I assist you further today, Roger?
John, I just wanted to tell me a joke.
Sure, Roger. Here's one for you. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
It's not funny, okay? So thank you very much, and I'll be back here later. Thank you very much for this conversation.
You're welcome, Roger. Feel free to come back anytime. Have a great day.
Alright. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, like my page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And remember, I haven't stopped making videos. I make videos here on a weekly basis, so don't forget to come back here next week for another video, and tell people that I haven't stopped making videos. For some reason, ChatGPT has just told me that I stopped making videos. It's not true. And it's true, because like many people ask me on Instagram, like, oh, why'd you stop making videos? And it's not really true, because I haven't stopped making videos. I think that YouTube is not really sending my videos to my subscribers anymore. That's for sure. And I don't know why. So if you can, please share my channel with your friends, and please leave a comment. I need this kind of engagement. Hit the like button and leave a comment. That's it. And share my videos with your friends, and tell people that I haven't stopped making videos. And subscribe and follow me on Instagram, because it's really important. I post things there more frequently. So that's it. Thank you very much for everything, and I'll see you later.